still need to spray for insects to protect our crop, otherwise you could literally lose the whole crop, you know, in a matter of weeks. But what we're trying to do with the biological approach is, you see this black material on the ground, that's some organic compost that I've just made up. We just drove past the remnants of it, but we made up 300 tonnes and we've just been putting it out. It doesn't look like much, but you know, it's a substantial amount, and what we're trying to do is reactivate the microorganisms in the soil and get the soil to come, you know, back to life, because years and years of chemical fertilizers have really sort of almost sterilised the soils. So we're working a lot on the ground, so we've banned all ground chemicals, so we no longer spray for weeds and things like that. We just come in and mow, and we're slowly eliminating all chemicals. So for example, there's a pest called a nut borer, and we now use a wasp. We get little sheets from a scientist that have little egg larvae on them, and those egg larvae then gestate these little wasps, and the wasps go out and attack the nut borer. So there's quite a lot of work being done now on biological control. Wow. So in terms of, I'm not sure how much information you want, but basically macadamias are indigenous to this area, so it really is bush tucker. It's probably the most successful bush tucker food item in Australia. And I think people sometimes forget that, because it does have fairly good penetration into the general market. So it's indigenous to this area. It's a subtropical tree. It's been probably commercially farmed in this area longer than anywhere else in Australia, for about 40 years. And prior to that, it was commercialised very heavily in Hawaii. So they've probably got the oldest orchards.